I'm here with Charlie Angus, Canadian Member of Parliament. Charlie, Donald Trump has declared economic warfare or warfare in general, however you want to classify it, on Canada, on Mexico, elsewhere. I want to check in with you and get your response on this all.
Well, we saw this morning Donald Trump saying that the tariffs against our country were going to stay on until we cease to exist as a nation. That is a line in the sand that has been drawn, and we understand what that means. Last night, our Prime Minister spoke to the Canadian people, and on Saturday nights in Canada, people are out at the bars. They're watching the hockey game, but people were watching their screens last night because they wanted to get the message. Is this a moment when we all stand up and defend our nation? And it was a pretty clear message. I was proud of the Prime Minister, but I'm hearing it from people. I'm hearing it from people on the streets. I was in a coffee shop today. People were coming up to me and I said, hey, simple thing, you can do your part. Don't buy American. And they said, what are you talking about? We stopped buying products in the grocery stores over a week ago. We check everything we buy. So here's how it's going to go down. This is going to be very rough. But the big wake-up call is for our American friends. For example, Kentucky, the number one purchaser of Kentucky spirits in the world is Canada, and all our provinces have just pulled it off the shelves. So that's the first hit that we push back. The auto sector, communities like Bowling Green, Arlington, Lansing, Toledo, your plants are going to go down in a week. I'm not bragging, I'm not boasting, I'm not threatening, but the auto sector is so integrated in North America that if Donald Trump starts throwing up barriers for just-in-time delivery of important parts to American auto plants, the assembly lines start to come down very quickly. And the big difference here is that Canadians know what's coming. We're expecting that we're in the fight for our lives. We are hunkering down. We are coming together in a way that we never come together before. But we look at our American neighbors and you're divided, you're distracted, and you don't see the punch that's coming. And that counter punch that's going to come from Canada is going to hurt heavily. We know it's going to hurt us, but we have no choice because Donald Trump says this is about the future of our nation. So we will take the body blows. My question is, our American consumers, our American voters who haven't voted to launch a war against their best friends and their best neighbors, but just because Donald Trump said so, are they going to go along with this? So this is what we're going to see in the next coming weeks.
Charlie, I often ask you this at the end of our interview, but let me ask it right now. It feels the appropriate time to ask you, where I say, we know that Donald Trump and his team watch this. This YouTube channel gets more views than Fox, CNN, MSNBC. So we know their people are watching it right now. I want you to direct a message right now directly to Donald Trump and his regime.
Well, Donald, you really need to understand that your decision not to take a fight with Putin, what, because you don't have the guts? Your decision to go soft on China, which has been long identified as a major trading threat and a potential geopolitical menace to the future of America. You decided what, you're going to pick on Panama, you're going to go after Denmark, you're going to go after your nice Canadians. Well, nice Canadians are nice until we're not. Just ask any of the Nazis that we fought in Europe. Canada is united. We love to squabble amongst ourselves. I won't deny that, Donald. We love to squabble amongst ourselves. But when you tell us that we're not going to have a future as a nation, well, guess what? The fight's coming to you. We will take whatever pressure you throw, and we will throw it back even more. We're ready for this. We're united. We know who we are as a nation, and we're proud of it, and we have a legacy to protect because our uncles, our grandfathers, they went and they fought all over the world so that other people would live in freedom. And we have never, unlike our friends in the United States, we have never lost a war we took part in because we only fight for other people to live in freedom. So you're going to take us on, Donald? I think you're going to think this twice. I think you're going to blow hard. You're going to shout and stamp your feet. But if you want to see this through, we'll be there on the other side. We will be one day longer than you, and we will be one day stronger, and we will be united. So, Donald, do what you're going to do. We will have no parry with grifters and criminals that you have brought. We'll do our best. You do your worst.
Let's talk about the group that you've assembled of cultural leaders, entertainers, everybody from chefs, musicians, political leaders across all parties. You're one of the leaders of this in bringing everybody in Canada together. Can you talk about that? Can you talk about the unity in Canada? Can you talk about the almost war footing, if you will, that exists right now in Canada, ready to fight, ready to battle, ready to take on the predator, Donald Trump?
We really are on a war footing. I've talked to many people who have been sending me pictures of their uncles and their grandfathers, who landed on the beaches of Normandy, who chased the Nazis out of Europe. We fought fascists all over Europe. That's what I'm getting from people. So when we put out this pledge for Canada, and what the pledge is to stand for our values of decency, our values of democracy, our values of inclusion. And we asked people to sign on. And what we've seen, just the other day, we picked up the former Conservative Prime Minister of Canada, Kim Campbell, signed on. We've got fiery premiers from across the country who've been legendary in Canada signing on from across political stripes. We've got some of our most famous musicians and artists signing on. We've got thousands and thousands of people signing on. But then what's really incredible is the amount of them who are reaching out to us and saying, we get that this signing our name isn't enough. We're going to have to take this to the streets. We're going to have to start organizing. We're talking about resistance at a level that we haven't seen since the Second World War. And I just want to, we know that America was the arsehole of democracy. We, as our prime minister said, we fought and died along with our American brothers and sisters at the darkest moments in the fight for democracy. But when we took on Hitler, we were a country of only 11 million people, and we took them on when America wasn't in the fight. We built the fourth largest air force in the world, the fourth largest navy. Our people fought in every jurisdiction on the planet. So that's who we come from. So when we see all these people across the political spectrum, the cultural spectrum, that's something that's never happened except perhaps in the last Great War. And it's because Donald Trump has decided that he can insult us and threaten us and tell us he's going to take away our sovereignty. It's never, ever, ever going to happen. So guess what? It's going to hurt. We know it's going to hurt. But I'm telling my friends in Buffalo, I'm telling my friends in Kentucky, I'm telling my friends in Michigan that get ready, because the pain is coming your way too, because we will fight back punch for punch, pound for pound, dollar for dollar, because it's about our freedom as a nation.
Charlie, everybody in Canada knew you as a fighter. It's been an honor to introduce you to American audiences and maybe those internationally who don't know Charlie Angus. But you haven't only now become a leader in the resistance in Canada, you're looked to across the world. I know we have a lot of supporters in
Mm-hmm.
Europe, people from Denmark, and I'm sure you hear from a lot of them, people in Greenland, people in Scandinavian countries who are very worried about Putin, people in Poland, people in the UK, people in Germany. They're looking to you as well. So why don't you give your final message right now to the international community? And we here in America at the MeidasTouch Network stand in solidarity with peace-loving democracies across the world. Not all of us here are Trumpians. In fact, 75 million of us tried to stop this from happening. But set that aside. I want you to give your message right now to the world, Charlie Angus.
When people reach out to me from Finland, when they reach out to me from Denmark, when they reach out to me from Ireland, from the UK, from Poland, from Ukraine, they're not reaching out to me. They're reaching out to Canada because of what our flag symbolizes and our commitment to freedom. And they know that commitment. And we're in this together. And I also want to say to my friends in the United States who've been reaching out and who are, I think, shell-shocked after November 5th and are looking for leadership. And I don't know where the leadership is in the United States right now, but the leadership that we've been telling people in Canada is nobody's coming to save us. It's up to us to save ourselves. We've got to get ready. We got to get organized. So I'm asking my friends in all these countries, start calling your representatives. Where are they to start saying, yeah, if Canada can shut off the supply of Kentucky bourbon and spirits, we should do the same. I'm asking my friends in the United States right now, you want to show solidarity to Canada? We love you. Come visit. We'll treat you like royalty, but we're not spending another dime. But we in the United States, but we ask you, call your elected representatives, demand action, demand accountability for the fact that Donald Trump doesn't have the guts to stand up to Putin. He doesn't have the guts to stand up to China, but he's going to pick fights with Mexico. He's going to pick fights with Denmark. He's going to try and invade Panama, and he thinks he's going to break Canada as a nation. It's not going to happen unless we all stand together. Canada will stand alone if we have to, but we're asking all our friends to do their part, to call their elected representatives and demand intervention and action.
Charlie, I'll just leave it to you. I'm going to give you just one more last word. If we didn't cover anything, if there's any final message you want to get out, whether it's in Canada, abroad, I give you the floor. We've been so honored to have you on here and seeing what you've built there. Take it from here, Charlie.
Well, I just want to say to people, there's something funny about Canadians. We're polite until we're not. I was stopped by a little old lady on the street today in her walker, and she said to me, someone asked me if we would survive, and she said, of course we'll survive. We survived COVID. We survived the war. We'll survive Trump. He's just another disease like COVID. She said, if we got to go back to eating root vegetables, so what? I don't eat asparagus. I will eat the food off our land. I will do what I have to do. I'm hearing that from young people. I'm hearing that from Gen Z. I'm hearing that from mothers with their kids who stop me on the street. Canada, you were the quietest nation, but man, do not ever tell us that we're going to bend to a criminal and a grifter and a predator like Donald Trump. It ain't going to happen. So we're asking our allies, we're asking our friends, this is a moment we stand together. If we don't stand together now, we all fall. But Canada, we will be standing in the last round.
It's Charlie Angus, everyone, a member of Parliament in Canada. Charlie, thank you as always. And I want to tell all of the Canadian people out there as well that we here at the MeidasTouch Network, as you know, stand in solidarity with you. And I want to remind everybody that we are very close to hitting 6 billion views here, over 4 million, or getting close to 4 million subscribers. Let's keep on growing this and use this platform as a way to get out these critical messages about our democracy, about peace, about uniting people and not dividing people. You know, Trump and MAGAs, they've controlled corporate media. They thought they've squashed all of the messages, but I think they underestimated people-powered media, independent media, and voices like yours, Charlie, in these times of need. So thank you so much.
Thank you. The resistance is here, and we're gonna be on the other side of this, and we're gonna look back, and we're gonna teach our children so that this never happens again.
Stay strong, everybody. We got people like Charlie Angus out there. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 4 million subscribers.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.